Hi everybody, it's Tom Lang from TC-Helicon. Today we're talking about the new vocal features in VoiceLive 3. But before we talk about new features, we have to talk about the features that are in our other products that have made us so famous. Starting with Micromod. This is where you get your modulation effects like flanger and chorus. This time I've got it on a rotor. Picture yourself on a boat on a river. Love that one. Add some delay to it. Echo, otherwise known as. With tangerine trees and marmalade skies. Of course, with echo, you can change the quality of the echoes. You can make them sound thinner or rolled off more like tape, or you can make them sound like exact replicas of what you said, only a little quieter. Then, of course, we got reverb. Somebody calls you, you answer quite slowly. And in the new VoiceLive 3, we have lots and lots of new styles for that reverb, more than our other products, so you can get totally lost. You can pick exactly the right reverb you need for your song. The girl with kaleidoscope eyes. Of course, that's our doubling sound. That's where we have up to 4 voices that can be added to yours to sing unison, make you sound like you had a group sort of vocal going. And of course, harmony. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds. You know, I love the sound of that harmony. It is so effective and so useful, so natural sounding at the gig that it sounds like I don't even have to ask my players to sing along with me. It's so great. And that uses what we call natural play harmony, which is cued by the chords you play on the guitar. So as you change chords, the harmonies move up and down. And for those of you that could hear the difference, there was a harmony voice above me, we call high, and a harmony voice below me called low. But now, with VoiceLive 3, as I said, we're talking about the new features, vocal features in VoiceLive 3. And what we've done is we've added to our stable of vocal harmony effects in VoiceLive 3. The first one we're going to talk about is called fixed. And it's basically taking one note, and regardless of what chord you play or what key you're in or anything, it sings just one note. So it sounds kind of like this. Oh yeah, I'm in a rock and roll band. I'm in a rock and roll band, yeah, yeah. So that one's actually quite effective because there's a lot of songs that do, they call them drones or whatever like that, a note that is held regardless of what you play. And in this new version of firmware that I have for this VoiceLive 3, I can actually change which note that sings by just pressing and holding the harmony button and changing the root note so it can sing, whatever you want it to. And that type of harmony is called fixed, of course, because the note's fixed. This next one is called pedal. Now, pedal follows the chords of your guitar, but it stays on only the note that you specified from that chord. Maybe the root, maybe the fifth, maybe the octave, whatever. So here's an example of that as well. Yeah, I'm in a rock and roll band. Yeah, I'm just a playing in a rock and roll band. So that's kind of cool. You heard how it was moving with my chords like a singer would, but it was also staying on that note as I moved my input note up and down. So that's called pedal. Here's an example of mixing them, because that's another feature in VoiceLive 3. You can take the 4 different harmony voices and you can mix what kind of harmony comes from each voice. You could have a scale harmony, you could have our fixed harmony, a pedal harmony, natural play, and mix them up. And we want you to show us what it sounds like, because we've just invented this system and we want you to make some new sounds with it. So here's the example with fixed on one side and pedal on the other side, and you can hear how one stays there and the other one moves around with my chords. I'm in a rock and roll band. I'm just playing in a rock and roll band. You can see how that'd be really effective, just like to spike it in here and there in choruses. So essentially, our new vocal features
are predominantly in the harmony section of VoiceLive 3, and they include the new modes, fixed, pedal, and the ability to mix modes, natural play, etc., onto each of the 4 harmony voices that you have. Okay, now let's talk about the Synth Block. This is really exciting. We've had lots of users over the years recommending that we add this feature to our products, and finally it's here in VoiceLive 3. Now what this does is it allows you to produce vocoder effects, which allow you to sing a synthesizer note or a guitar note, for example. And I'll give you like audio examples in just a sec. So, and what's cool about this one is that it has an onboard synthesizer that follows your voice. So when you want to, when you've set the preset to do that, or when you use one of the presets that does that, you can actually sing in a synthesizer tone, and it's your voice, but it sounds like a synthesizer. So let's have a listen to that.
Oh yeah, I'm only human. I'm only humanoid, baby.
That's kind of cool. You heard how that was following the chords, and even though I was singing up and down, I was going, oh, I'm only human, I'm only human. But it was actually sticking on that chord, which is kind of interesting. That's not the only way it can sound, though. In this one, I've turned the resonance down really, really low, so it sounds just really gritty and synthoid without sounding too sort of clear. Added that little bit of portamento in there to make it sound kind of like a synthesizer. Now, if you don't have a keyboard in the band, you can actually now do some synthesizer parts, which is, it adds that contrast that you like to offer to your patrons. This one's kind of cool because this one's ignoring the guitar. This one's just my voice sounding like a synthesizer. So, see, you can make it sound, you can control it with the guitar, you can control it with your voice, you can even plug in, say, a synthesizer, if you have one, into the auxiliary input. Tell it that the carrier is going to be from the auxiliary input. Then you can play synthesizer sounds and sing synthesizer solos. That's really neat too. Okay, this is where we actually tell the onboard synthesizer to sing a harmony to my voice. So I'll do it dry first. Breathe in the air. Breathe in the air. Don't be afraid to care. This is the massive synth preset. I think it's 1 or 2 or 3 in the list of presets, the factory presets that come with VoiceLive 3, and it is the coolest synth sound. So that's pretty cool, huh? Let's have a look inside at some of the editing features now that we've talked about the new vocal features. When you go into the edit, you press the vocal button, you go into the edit. Now you see the tabs here that show you all the different effects. Let me turn off the delay because that's starting to repeat everything I say. Got the harmony there, and this is where you set up, what you want your harmonies to do. And this is cool. Watch this. This is where I can put different kinds of harmony per voice. Lots of other features down there. You don't have to use them all. You can just use the presets. Of course, doubling, it's very good sounding doubling. You got 4 voices of that. Delay, of course. Here's your filter styles. And it's cool because if the filter styles aren't exactly what you want, you can change them here. Of course, reverb. And I told you we had 1 million styles. Here we go. Oh, just so many styles, and we added a whole bunch of new ones there. Reverb is really effective, especially with those really tight rooms for overall kind of performance. And then adding a big long reverb for a ballad or something is really nice. Hard tune, you know what hard tune is. Obviously, that's our pitch correction. This setting here, pop, is for the infamous Cher sound or the T-Pain sound. Of course, you can use this block for natural correction as well. It sounds quite natural. You can dial it down so it doesn't sound so sort of obvious, but it does keep you sounding in tune. And here's the synth I was just showing you. The cool thing about synth is you've got all these carrier waves here. There's your carrier waves, which are the built-in synthesizer. Then you can use your guitar to control it. And I'll give you an example of what the guitar sounds like a Talkbox effect in just a sec. And then you can play around with, you can add, your lead vocal into it, or you can have pure synthesizer, or if you're using the guitar, you can turn the guitar up so you hear the guitar as well as the Talkbox effect at the same time. And transducer, everybody knows and loves that. That's our distortion block with megaphone effects and stuff like that. That's really cool. Micromod, that's the one I told you about that has detuning, chorusing, flanging, rotor effects, and those really crazy tube effects that go up and down. And Choir, of course. Choir is like a million micromods. They just all making the sound thick. Then we got Rhythmic, which is for choppers and tremolos and kind of effects. Stutter is where you take a syllable and you can make it go repeat really quickly to the tap tempo, to a division of the tap tempo. So you can go, hey, 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 hey. I'm not going to demonstrate that to you now, but I'll let you hear that, when you try it out yourself. Button mapping, of course, that's where you remap the buttons to do whatever you want. That's the beauty of VoiceLive 3. You can customize it completely. Now, I said I was going to show you the Talkbox effect.
Oh yeah, baby.
For those of you that remember Steely Dan, that was an old Steely Dan tune.
And of course we have the silent sounds. Do you want to play a game?
Of course, that's from War Games, the War Games video with Matthew Broderick, was it? Yeah, I nailed it. Okay, well, that's just an overview of the new vocal features in VoiceLive 3. We hope you guys get out there and use all the features and impress your crowds and amaze them and send them home with your CD. Good luck.